of how it would go. But Haney and T.O., you fuck him up. He might knock his ass out. When Stevenson is more of a that's more intriguing fight for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, styles make fights. That fight would be more intriguing for me of how it would go. But Haney and T.O., you fuck him up. He might knock his ass out.
Of course, Stevenson can't compare to a guy like Devin Haney. Devin Haney has more accolades. Devin Haney is not as risk adverse. But Shakur Stevenson got to get in there and fight at a higher level to even be mentioned with a guy like Devin Haney. Y'all heard it from the source. His last opponent, father and trainer is saying that, hey, yo, after that performance that he put on against my son, like, I don't even think him and Teofimo Lopez is competitive. Like, him and Teofimo Lopez, he might even stop his ass. And nobody's expecting Shakur Stevenson to go in there with a guy like Teofimo Lopez and put on that type of performance, right? Because we haven't seen it before. Shakur Stevenson is one of them guys that's risk averse, trying to protect that O. And Devin Haney is one of them guys who time and time again is willing to lay it on the line because he feels that he's the best. When he come to your weight class, he feel like he the best and he want to prove that he the best. Don't get me wrong. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez is a great step up from what we used to seeing with Shakur Stevenson. But I'm more interested to see how he conducts himself after this win, if he's able to get this win. Do you stay at 140 and reign? Because the division is stacked. Do you fight a guy like Hitchens? Do you fight a guy like Gary Antoine Russell? Do you fight a guy like Subrematia? Or do you drop the belt and move down? Because Keyshawn Davis is moving to 140. And like I said before, it's about getting the best matchups in boxing as opposed to these guys' relationships outside of boxing. Everybody wants Shakur Stevenson to fight Devin Haney. But Shakur Stevenson talking about he need to get a weight clause to fight Devin Haney. What you mean you need a weight clause? You wouldn't even be the A side of that fight. Devin Haney bringing more accolades. He's more accomplished. He's been there, did it already at 140. So you mean to tell me if you move up to 147, you're going to get priority like that? Right? And then how you going to get priority at 147 if after this fight, you talking about you going to go back down? Because your brother going to be fighting at the weight class. That Shakur Stevenson performs in this fight is going to say a lot, about how he's going to perform in these type of fights going forward. We don't want to just see Shakur Stevenson boxing these guys head off. We were seeing Floyd stop guys when he was around those weight classes. We not seeing Shakur Stevenson do much but give guys boxing lessons. And like Tim Bradley say, you do so much to make a guy miss, make him pay. And that's all I wish Shakur Stevenson did. I wish he made these guys pay a lot more, so it could be a little bit more exciting to watch. He's not stepping up in competition, and that's taking off a little bit of that edge of, oh, man, he just going to go in there and box. Like a Devin Haney. Devin Haney's so boring, but he'll drop a guy. He'll drop a guy of note. He's so boring, but he'll go overseas and go fight. We haven't seen none of that from Shakur Stevenson. So when I'm on here and I'm saying, hey, Shakur Stevenson boring, I'm saying that he's getting the same training camps, but nothing's changing. Nothing's getting better. We know that's like a guy shooting free throws. We know you could hit it off the backboard. Let me see you cash it one time. And Shakur Stevenson has all the skills, the talents, and the ability to get these guys out of there, right? It's not that he don't got no power. It's not that he's not accurate. It's just that he's not stepping on the gas. And what fans got to do is they got to promote that type of style from Shakur Stevenson because he got it in him. Shakur Stevenson is a phenomenal fighter. Understand distance. I love the fact that he could stay in the pocket, make you miss, catch you, but I just hate that when he catching you, he not dropping you. And that's the only thing for me with Shakur Stevenson that I wish he would work on for the fans.